You run down on your feature event, 25 laps. On the pole is car number 98, Bud Finale of Jamestown, New York, a 1957 Chevy. Next on the pole, car number 8, Emory Mahan of Warren, PA, a 1957 Chevy.
And, we wanted to run the race really bad, but didn't have money enough to buy a car. We ended up going up to Twin Auto, who used to sponsor race cars. In fact, I bought some of my race cars wrecked from him and fixed them, but he gave us a 6-cylinder 1952 Ford, and I think I paid him $100 and promised to pay him the rest someday. And we took the thing home and fixed it, and we got it ready just in time. We didn't get any letters on it, so we put letters on with masking tape. We drove it to the racetrack at Clarion, and we took the hubcaps off and rolled the windows down and took the belt off our pants and put it around the doors, and we ran it, I think, 5th, maybe somewhere in there. Paid $27. I remember that. We put the hubcaps back on and the headlights back in it and drove it back home. And I was in the car business working for the Chevrolet dealer at the time, and we were wholesaling cars into South Carolina. And this guy come along about a week later, and we sold him this car. We sold him this car so I could finish paying Harold up at Twin Auto for it. And he picked it up on a truck and took it down there, and he came back about a month later, and he said, "What in the world ever happened to that Ford?" He said, "That was the loosest car that I ever owned in my life. It rattled worse than any car you ever owned." Everybody's got better stories than I have. I mean, I did it for the sheer pleasure or thrill of it. It didn't seem like a big deal. In fact, you know, you didn't talk a lot about it sometimes because people thought you were playing crazy to go out there and run around.
Oh, I hear you.
And it wasn't an honorable thing most of the time.
Oh, I hear you. That's
I can remember, you know, on these cold nights, you always waited for the first guy to blow a tire so you could set the tire on fire to keep it from freezing to death, you know. If they'd start in March, you know, when it was really cold nights. And there's just so many things. The more you think about it, the more you remember. But try to eliminate half your brake on your right front wheel, and we even tried things like threaded jacks on the springs, you know, so you could change your weight distribution. We'd jack it we'd put long handles on them so we could change it during the race, you know. Well, as you got into it, weight and weight distribution and got to be an accepted thing, you know, a learned thing, I guess. And every time you go to a racetrack, you'd try to look at everybody else's car to see if you could find something that might work for you, you know.
Sure. That makes sense.
I remember those on that jacket the first time we tried that way. We built a cover over it, so and we didn't put the handle on until race car time, so we thought we had a really high-tech deal there. I raced till 82, and I wanted, it was, well, the last 2 years I'd race Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and Monday I had a standing appointment with a chiropractor to put me back together, and after a couple of years of that, I even figured out that I shouldn't be doing this anymore.
Gotcha.
But I sold my car to, and I don't even remember his name, to a guy in Conneaut, Ohio, and he came to pick the car up with a tilt bed, and when he came to get the car, he loaded the tilt bed on, and loaded on the tilt bed and started off. And I, wait a minute, no. I said, you bought the car. You bought all of this. And I had 4 or 5 Hemi engines there that I'd ran with that Plymouth, and I had 4 or 5 440 6-packs with the stage 3 heads and the big valves and aluminum water pumps and aluminum flywheel housings and the all the stuff that we did trying to get the weight off from that big old heavy engine, you know.
Sure.
And I had, I don't know, 3 or 4 sets of stage 3 heads, and I made him take it all. I got $3,000 for the whole deal. And you know what a Hemi engine is worth today?
Oh, a lot of money.